Greetings, brothers of the Eastern Region. Brother Dumasani Sawazi, Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, back at you again with another segment of Bigger and Better Business Spotlight. This afternoon, I got the pleasure of sitting with none other than Dr. Anthony Johnson, Sigma chapter, one of the Centennial chapters from our conclave a year ago when we celebrated Centennial out here in Bowie, Maryland, where he got him a pediatric dental practice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you old folk don't know how to act. So he said, I got to deal with these kids. So
Salute to the Eastern Region.
there you go. Tell brothers a little bit about where you're from and all that good stuff.
I'm originally from Jamaica, New York, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens. Pledged the Gamma Pi chapter in spring of 1987.
Nice little age on you.
Yeah.
Little age on you?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Be 47 this summer.
Oh, you ain't playing.
Nah.
Yeah, there you go.
So, but I was there, pledged there in 87, stayed due to the summer, transferred, got a little homesick. That's Jacksonville, Florida, Edward Waters College, by the way. Transferred to SUNY New Paltz up at, that's the Omicron Epsilon chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where I finished
New York
out.
way.
Yeah.
Took you back home,
yeah,
huh?
State University of New York, College at New Paltz, and stayed there, finished, and came on down here.
That's what's up. And did your dental school at University of Maryland?
Yes, sir. Downtown Baltimore. University
Downtown
of
Baltimore, University of Maryland. All right. So you got the terp in there a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you're a pediatric dentist, African American pediatric dentist.
That I am.
Talk about the numbers as far as African American dentists in this field and why it's important that we put out there to young people what it is we do to get them encouraged and maybe interested in different fields of study and things of that nature, because a lot of times we don't do things not because we're not mentally capable or have the aptitude for it. We don't even know the job exists.
Right.
So talk about what got you into this field and what led to you being, a dentist versus being, maybe a hygienist or something else.
Right. Well, I pretty much wanted to be a dentist most of my life. When I was about 12 or 13, my dad, God rest his soul, he was an X-ray technician.
Okay.
And I have two brothers. My oldest brother actually followed in my father's footsteps. He's an X-ray technician as well. So I kind of figured that was going to be my path. I talked to my dad about it, and at the time I was, really into the sciences, and I was a very good student. So he suggested that, I look towards being a dentist, because at the time he's an X-ray tech, but he was teaching a course of oral diagnosis at Columbia Dental School. Uptown Manhattan. So he would bring me to work and watch me, let me, hang out with the students, kind of talk to them, and he kind of instilled in me, look, you can do this. This is something you can do. It's very doable. He had children early, got married early. He didn't get a chance to go away to college. He said, I have all those opportunities ahead of me. So, plus he wanted me to do better than he did. So
as all fathers
do. So I looked into it and thought that was something I could do. I never saw a dentist that looked like me. Every dentist I ever went to was older.
Like never?
Never.
Even as your daddy being an X-ray tech and being in and out of dentist offices?
I didn't even see dental students who looked like me at the school. Wow. I can't remember.
This is New York City?
New York City.
In the 80s?
In the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I'm not
talking about no mom and no small town USA nowhere.
No.
We're talking about New York City.
New York City, Columbia University. I didn't see any. If they were there, I didn't see them.
Wow.
So, good place, institution of higher learning, great people, great staff, but I didn't see anybody that looked like me, So, still, I thought I could do it. My dad said I could. I had all the confidence in the world, and that's the key with kids. Give them the confidence, they can go to the moon. So I, went through college or looked at colleges with that intent. No matter where I went, I was going to study whatever it took to get into dental school. So that was really it. Once I finished up at New Paltz, I applied to different colleges around places where I wanted to be, either New York or down here. Like down here, my oldest brother moved down here in the 80s, so I was always coming down here, and I liked it. So it was either Howard or Maryland. I got to Howard. And Maryland. I got to Maryland, so I chose Maryland.
Okay.
And did 4 years at Maryland. Finished at Maryland, did my residency back in New York. I was fortunate enough to get into a residency in Brooklyn.
Okay.
That's where I did my postgraduate studies in pediatric dentistry.
Got your craft down, learned your skill, figured out what you wanted to specialize in.
And I stayed.
Was that a pediatric dentist that you did your residency?
It was a pediatric dental residency in a hospital.
Okay.
So it was myself and 3 other residents, actually 5 other residents, and it's a 2-year program working with kids, solely with children that came into the hospital, into the dental clinic, and
so it kind of confirmed with you, with the children is where you wanted to be. Let's stay right there for a minute. Now, don't get me wrong. Johnson's Pediatric Dentist is a dentist for all people.
All people.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
But as an African American dentist, you do understand we're a minority in a lot of fields.
Oh, there's no question about it.
And that's just being real about the day and times that we're in. That's not knocking any customer base or anything that you may have, and being very respectful to those bases and still being inclusive of them. But the importance of us mentoring, exposing our youth in the African American community to high-powered fields such as dentistry, medical, being a MD, not just being an assistant, or being a lawyer, not just being a paralegal.
Right.
The difference in those fields. Do you feel you have any type of role of influence in that category to try to bring some other soldiers along, or some other Soviets along through that pipeline as time goes on?
I have a responsibility, I think, just to let them know that it's possible. A lot of times, I work with kids all day. I talk to them all the time, and usually they come in, and especially when they're little, they've been here a couple of times. A lot of them will say, some little girl just said the other day, "I want to be a dentist when I grow up." She's 5.
There you go.
A lot of times, well, when they get older, they're more concerned about how long it takes. How long does it take to be a dentist? And it's hard to get kids to understand that, when you put the work in, then you get a result. These kids today,
they instant gratification.
Microwave, everything.
YouTube is at their fingers,
everything. So you tell them, and they ask, "How long did you go to school?" I went to college 4 years. I went to school 4 years, 2 years residency.
They like 10 years.
Right.
I ain't made $1.
You ain't made $1. You went
like,
all that time.
I get more than that. Take the trash out of the pop's house.
But what I do, what I'm blessed to do, is I have good patients, and good parents. So it's nothing for us to have like a high school
little powwow.
Yeah, a little powwow. Parents ask me to chat their kid up, or even have them working here. I always have a high school student
come in, get a little feel for the summer, something of that
absolutely.
Effect.
And they've been all races, but particularly Black parents.
They want that shit.
They want that.
Because this is a rare opportunity for, as a Black parent.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't tell you where I can, get online and Google it, and I'm partial.
Yeah.
I want to support minority business. I'm a minority business owner, and I know how hard it is to get out there and get your business going.
It's very hard.
And give people the trust in your services and things of that nature. So when I see a credentialed African American man or woman, Latino, Hispanic, whatever the case may be, or even a woman that owns a business, whatever the case may be, I want to try to support where I can.
Sure.
So I know parents, when they see you and they pull you to the side and they're like, "Hey, would you mind
just
having
talking.
a conversation with?" And
my door's always open for that. And it's funny you touched on that, because that was one of the reasons why I relocated down here. So I was back in New York doing my residency, and I actually taught at NYU for about 5 years. I ran a mobile dental van where we went around in the inner city hoods and did free dentistry. But I didn't really feel the draw there that I do here. Is in that this community in particular, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, people actively seek you out. You know what I mean? And that I like that. And I also like the fact that I'm raising a daughter, and I want her to see people who look like her.
Absolutely.
With her
physician. And positive lights.
And positive lights.
And for brothers who don't know about the Prince George County, Maryland area, Prince George County, Maryland to this day is the most affluent and wealthiest African American community in the United States of America.
Sure.
That's the United States of America as a whole. There is more education and African American wealth in Prince George County, Maryland than anywhere else in the United States of America.
Right.
And that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's huge.
The issue is, it's a twofold big deal. It's a big deal to have that concentration, but it's a shame on us if we do nothing with that type of influence and that education that's in that one place, and we don't continue to grow and you know, raise our children to aspire to do different things.
Correct.
Moving from the community aspect, and you know, I know you're involved with Sigma very well. Other things you do in the community for your practice and things of that nature. Moving into more of the business segment of what you do, how is your business set up relevant? Are you incorporated? Are you an LLC? Is there a partnership in place? Talk a little bit about, I try to educate brothers on the different type of business models. So talk a little bit about your business model, how you decided upon that business model, and how you felt that was the best mode of buy-in for you when you was trying to get off the ground, and give us a little idea of what that lead time was before you actually started to see a profit turn for you.
Good question. Okay, well, just a little backstory. First I have an S corp. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a PC, you know, so it's Anthony G. Johnson, DDS PC, and I've been really fortunate. I work in this practice with 3 other dentists, there's 4 of us.
Gotcha.
It's a group specialty practice.
Okay.
It's very unique in that, you know, two of the dentists own the space, and the other 2 of us, we rent from those gentlemen. Okay. Right? But we all are connected. 2 of us went to Maryland together. The 4th went to Howard. But, you know, the community is so tight-knit that Black or African American.
It's a small community, so you know each other.
We know each other.
Absolutely.
So I do pediatric dentistry. One of my partners does, Dr. Brown, he does orthodontics. Dr. Taylor does endodontics, which is root canal surgery. Okay. And Dr. Gayton does periodontics, which is gum surgery. Gotcha. Now, Dr. Brown and I have known each other since high school. We grew up together. And
you're a New York guy, too.
New York cat. Dr. Taylor's also a New York guy. I met him when I was in college. One of my roommates was a Kappa. He's a Kappa. We kind of connected. We won't hold
that against him.
Still cool.
He's still cool.
You know, I let him hang with him. Yeah. Dr. Brown's also a Kappa, but you know, so it's not that you got to keep him straight though. Got to keep him straight. They need me more than they know. So we all ended up at Maryland doing dentistry at the same time. Gotcha. You know, and when we got to school, we each knew we wanted to specialize in a different aspect of dentistry.
Which kind of worked out.
It worked out because from a business model, we figured that the best way to be successful is to kind of be in one centralized location.
And refer to each other.
Keep everything in-house. And then also have one space serve as like a satellite kind of clinic, and then, a centralized clinic, and then have satellite offices. So I'm here, but I'm also at Hyattsville.
Right, over by Prince George's
Mall.
Plaza Mall.
Gotcha. Plaza.
So, or the mall at Prince George's. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Right. Pardon me, my French. Right. Yeah, but so I'm there 2 days and I'm here 3 days. Gotcha. And it works because Dr. Brown is also over there, so we flip-flop. He's there today, I'm here tomorrow. We're vice versa. So we're never in the same place
at the same time.
But we're still referring to each other.
Gotcha.
You know, he's telling people, okay, do you have a pediatric dentist? You need to go see Dr. Johnson. I'm telling kids, you need braces? You go see Dr. Brown. Your son comes in, he might chip his tooth, God forbid. He needs a root canal. I send him right down the hall to Dr. Taylor.
There you go.
So that's how we wanted it set up. And we wanted it to be where we all were our own separate entities. You know what I mean? And the beauty of it is that I was supposed to come down here when they opened in 2000, but I had, I got that unique opportunity at NYU to serve the community. You know, I'm from 40 Projects, Southside Jamaica, Queens, a housing project.
So it meant something to you to go back and do that.
It was big, and it was, it was my opportunity to touch more children in a way where they could see me, and say, wow, I could do that too. And I got
spark a light bulb in one.
A light bulb one. That's all. My mother said it all the time. She ran a community center in the projects, and where I grew up, and she would say that all the time. If you reach one child, you've done something. She ran a community center for 20 years, which is kind of what sparked me wanting to work with children. She worked with children for all those years, and it just seemed like something I wanted to do.
We are products of our parents.
No question about it. No question about it. We watch, we absorb.
Good or bad.
I was most good or bad.
Good or
bad.
Bad. Good and bad. Good and bad. And we kind of rub off some of that the apple don't fall from the tree,
Sure.
and you know some things become a part of our DNA as well, and we find our ways back.
Yeah.
So that's a good setup because it really, especially when you was getting off the ground, y'all was able to feed each other.
Well, and that's the key thing. It's like they made the mistakes. You know, I'm in New York City with the NYU Dental Van, and they're here building the practice. So all those mistakes that dentists make early on, they made. So when it was time for me to lay my foundation, because they were like, look, you know, take your time. We're here. You know, we got space enough for you. They bought this space and built it with me in mind. So they were like, when you're ready, you know, you'll be ready, you know, and what they did was they told me, you know, what to avoid, what not to do, you know, so I kind of, you know, rolled my sleeves up, took a leap of faith.
And came on in.
And just came on in. I didn't do it conventionally. A lot of people do, you know, took a lot of loans and stuff like that.
You put your money up.
My money up, you know.
Let's talk about that
Let's
for a
talk
minute.
about it.
That wasn't no small thing you just said.
No, sir.
Because I wanted to give brothers an idea of when you're going into business sometimes, capital is needed.
Correct.
And when I speak capital, I'm talking payroll capital. Because you got the building expenses to put the equipment you need. That's a whole nother
overhead.
That's a whole nother overhead expense.
expense.
But then once I get all that stuff in the building, it means nothing if I can't operate. And I need capital.
Capital, you got to pay people.
Free capital to operate. And that means cash money in a bank somewhere where I can run payroll, pay bills off of, do accounts and receivable.
Right.
Without telling your business, give people an idea or ballpark range of what that capital was like.
Well, I tell you what I did. What I did was I came down here, and while I was still at NYU, I had a great setup up there, and they knew what my intentions were. It was a 5-year contract, and I told them I'm gonna transition to Maryland. So they gave me the leeway to come down here and start this practice. So instead of just running down here and just hanging up a shingle, I had a chance to build it up. So I would come down one Saturday a month, 2 Saturdays a month. I would build it up, and then I got the situation. My last year at NYU, 9 months with NYU, I would do 3 days, 2 days.
Had a little more flexibility.
So I come down here, you know, see patients, and what that did was put my name out there.
And that also gave you some capital.
Right.
So instead of going out to get the BMW right off the top. Instead of going to get the Palmer just to show that I can do it.
Wasn't about that. I've never really.
I drove the bucket. Yeah. Whatever the bucket was at the time.
It was a little more than a bucket.
We know. I ain't want to tell him that. I know you. So, but it's cool. But I wasn't gonna tell him that. I was gonna keep that to myself.
Right.
But I know I pretty told it through. But I'm just saying, instead of hitting them.
Then that wasn't necessary. It was more important to build, right? Because when you build that. Other stuff will come.
And you plan for a future that you want.
Right. And what I did was when I finally moved my family here, I worked. You know, I hustled. You know, that's another thing I picked up from my dad. Long hours. Well, I picked that up from my dad. My dad never had like one job. He was an X-ray. He taught at an X-ray school. He worked at this hospital. He worked for this doctor. It was always, you know, checks coming in. So when I came here, it was the same plan. It was okay. I'm gonna work for that gentleman there. And I didn't work for people who were really in this area. You know, I worked way up in Gaithersburg, way down.
Did what you had to do.
Did what I had to do, and I would, you know, that was the capital I needed
to build your business.
Take that from there, put it in here, and then even they understood. I was very frank with them too. I was like, you know, at some point, I'm going to be out. Yeah,
and we talked about what, 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, 4 tops.
So 4 years straight grind. Hustle.
Hustle.
And now we work a regular schedule. Come in how you need to. Take a couple vacations.
When I can.
When you can get away.
God willing.
Daughter gets what she needs. She's living a good, comfortable life. Practice is thriving.
Able to maintain membership in the most prestigious
fraternity on the planet. We appreciate that. You know? Being a financial brother is what's up. You know?
And again, you know, we're talking about what we are supposed to be doing, you know, our obligations, and that's one of them.
That's it.
You know? And I'm even blessed to have enough time to do, you know, to give and be part of community service that Tri Sigma has or Phi Beta Sigma has, and just to be more than a financial brother, to be active,
to be one that gives service.
Correct.
You've already acquired a scholarship, and you know, brothers like me know the brotherhood that you bring to the fraternity.
I appreciate that.
So I mean, you know, this is. You know, I like to highlight brothers such as yourself because, you know, cats don't even one of the most humble dudes I know, man. You know, one of the most humble cats I know. They don't even, you know, you be looking at him like, but he ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that about brother, but you've always made yourself available for people, man.
That's my job.
You don't walk in a room, you know, like it's, you know, no big deal. You're another brother in the room, and that's how you've always carried yourself. I've known you for almost 10 years. What has been? It's going on 10 years now. Yeah. So. No, this year is 10 years.
It is
like 05 or something like
sure
that.
Did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
When you first started coming around to the chapter. So,
and you know, it's that's how I was brought in, you know, and that's what attracted me to the organization to begin with. Wasn't a whole lot of fanfare, a whole lot of rah-rah, just good brothers doing good things.
Doing good things.
And everywhere I've gone to represent Sigma, that's what I've tried to, you know.
Well, man, I hope, brothers, if you're in the Bowie, Maryland, Hyattsville, Prince George County, man, drive an extra 20 minutes to come see the brothers.
Just holler at me.
You got a child, you know, a daughter, son, you know, I think.
Be my honor to treat your
all
child.
All the way up age to what?
I see him from infancy through adolescence. So my youngest patients are 1. And then when they get to college,
so
the staff makes me pick them out.
You see them as much as the high school then.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing all high school.
You got a senior, bring them on through. We'll take care of them. First year freshman, we'll handle that too. Right, you know, as long as the insurance clear, we good.
Man, I've had patients come in and then pledge Sigma, man.
So, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
But they see the brother in action,
That's
man.
It.
No better testament than the life that a man lives.
That's it.
And let that life speak for itself, and no one else would have to vouch for you when they can just see it in you every day, man. Right. It was a pleasure to sit here with you this evening, man.
Always.
Thank you for taking the time, man.
Anytime.
I'm not CNN yet.
But you're all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not even Ray Baker.
I know. Shout out to Ray Baker.
Shout out to
Ray
Ray
Baker Media. I'm trying to get him on the show. He just, he was like, "You sure? I ain't got no business." I was like, "Ray, you got to come holler at me, man. You doing big things. I need you on. I need brothers in Sigma to know what you out there doing." So that's what this is all about, man. Hey, until next time, man. Remember. Blue fight, you know.
This is another PBS East production. To find out more information about the mighty Eastern region of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, visit us at www.pbseast.org or on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and Pinterest. Thank you and have a blessed day.